Welcome to the Loveland Report and Lone Ranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's best real estate planner, alongside Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger. We're going to give you all an idea of what's going on in the world of real estate and mortgages. I'm going to dig into a couple things. I want to talk about how profits are down for sellers. Is that big news? When do you adjust your price if you're selling your house? And how do you get into your first investment property? So what do you got for us this week?
I want to talk about how to get into a property and negotiate the proper way. What's happening with interest rates today? Because we've seen some big changes in the market. I want to discuss who, what, where, when, and why. And I want to talk about some things that are happening that can help buyers achieve home ownership easier. It's not as difficult as people think it is. I want to walk you through some simple processes on how you can get the best out of purchasing a home. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or you're buying a multi-million-dollar house, there are things that you can do to position yourself better than the competition, particularly when you're up against multiple offers. So we want to hit that.
Yep. And I think I'm seeing a few more multiple offers, Bruce. They faded away over the last 2 years. But I have seen some, especially in the starter price ranges. And I just want to see, this is funny. I always talk about, you and I are not media personalities. We are in the trenches doing mortgages and real estate. And I can recognize clickbait. I've been doing the show for 33 years and I can recognize clickbait. And it just cracks me up. This article it's from the Orlando Business Journal. Just profits for sellers are down, and they take information they've gotten from Redfin, I believe, and Zillow, talking about how profits are down. Oh my gosh, right. Is that terrible? They're down from 47% to 44%. On the average, most sellers, when they sell, they made a big profit, but it's down 3%. Oh my goodness. So I just don't know what the purpose of the article was for, other than to say that they had no other news to report.
That's all it is. It's negative news that puts people in fear. I see the same thing happening in the industry, in social media, for young people thinking that renting is better than owning.
Yeah, I've seen some of those articles too. Yep.
But you know what? A lot of them believe it. My daughter had her 23rd birthday, and she had a slew of kids over on the boat, and some of them gathered around me while I was driving and wanted to ask me about home ownership and whether I thought they should do it. And I'm like, it would be the smartest thing you could ever do. And if you buy a home in your 20s, you're going to continue to own homes and you're going to build equity. And if you look at it, you go, I can put my money in the market and make 12 to 15%, where I can only make 3 to 4% on a house. Yes, but there's tax deductions in that, and you have to live somewhere.
There's also leverage. Yeah, why throw 40 grand a year down the tube?
You have to live somewhere. Yeah. So you make a 4% in appreciation on a house, but you're getting zero. You're getting negative percentage if you're renting.
I've never seen anybody, Bruce, that was in real estate in their 20s and 30s and then just got out.
No. I see people that got homes. Do you meet somebody that bought their homes in the 20s and 30s and still own real estate? And I guarantee you they have assets.
Yeah. No, I'm in real estate. Real estate ownership and car dealerships make the most millionaires in the country. Well, it is one of the simplest ways. You own 2-3 rental homes, and in 15, 20 years, you're going to be a millionaire on paper, at least. And if you cash all those in when they're close to being paid off, you'll be very close to getting there. It's very hard to do. But I just think right now we're in flat appreciation rates, maybe slight appreciation. Florida is doing better than the rest of the country. Our inventory is lower. Our sales, they talked about how 2026 was supposed to beat 2025 in sales. I still think we will. And right now, the rest of the country is kind of lagging behind 25.
That's right.
We are dead even. These rates come down. Hopefully the new Fed chief, actually, let me ask you about that real quick.
Sure.
Fed chief, I haven't checked. What's the crystal ball on whether or not he's going to raise the rate?
There is no crystal ball right now. We know we're getting pressure from the European central banks because they're having to raise their rates because of inflation. Now we know why. Inflation was down to 2%. Why is it all of a sudden up? Because we're at war and the gas lines are cut off. The fact of the matter is the gas lines are not cut off for US, they're cut off for Europe, but they're not stepping in to help anybody. But they're looking at their economy going to hell in a handbasket, and they're like, raise the Fed rate, raise the Fed rate. And by the way, if they raise it and we don't, it will literally suck money out of their countries. You've got to have some continuity with all the banks when it comes to raising and lowering interest rates. But I do believe if we can resolve this issue with the Strait of Hormuz and start getting oil flowing again, which it looks like we're going to get, you're not going to have that inflationary
So they
problem.
meet right now. I'm looking at the chart we always check, and it's
There's
99.9%, no change.
No change. There's no change. So, which means there's no change that they're going to raise it either.
And that's the thing. And if they raise it, that probably would help mortgage rates, wouldn't it?
It could, because we've talked about this before.
There's so many different factors.
There's so many different factors. I think that if they raised rates, it wouldn't help mortgages, because it would give consumers the thought that the economy is going to hell in a handbasket and we're having to raise the Fed rate. I don't think it would have a positive impact. I think what Cleve is referring to is oftentimes when the Fed raises their interest rates or lowers interest rates, it can have a negative effect or the reverse effect on mortgages, because they're tied to bonds. And so that generally does not follow through to where you raised interest rates and mortgage rates go up with it. It may or may not. So it really depends on what happens to the bond market. But I can tell you one thing. This is good news, folks. Bonds were doing really bad last week.
This week they're good.
This week they're doing a lot better.
Are we back to where we were?
We're not back to where we were, but we're almost back to where we were. When we say where we were, we have to determine we're talking about pre-drop and bombs. So February 27th.
So were you 6.5, 6.25?
Yeah, we're around 6.5 right now.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're getting better. Things are getting better slowly but surely. We've had a lot. You guys know I'm a bond geek. I watch the bond market. I'm watching interest rates. I'm watching trends. I'm watching what's happening with oil, what's happening with the CPI reports and the PPI reports. So I look at that to help you, my client. And this is something that I guarantee you can go to your Rocket Mortgage, you can go to your credit union, you can go to your bank, and you can ask them any of these things about what are you watching on the market to help me, guide me to whether I should lock my loan in today or not. They will not have a clue.
Yep.
That's why you come to the Loan Arranger. Call me, Bruce Woodburn, the Loan Arranger, Cross Country Mortgage. Not all cross country mortgages are me. So you got to go right to me. 407-250-9144. Write that phone number down. Get out your pad and paper or put it in your phone. 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com. I will help you with a purchase, a refinance, a construction loan, a renovation loan, a reverse mortgage, home equity line of credit, first-time home buyer, down payment assistance, USDA, you name it, I got it. Come to me. If it's not, it's got to be residential though. Then if you're a builder, I do builder lines. I help builders with spec loans. I do construction loans for their clients. You got it all here. 35 years in this big old fat noodle of mine. And that's all I know. So I can help you with that. Call me now or go to WeBringYouHome.com. Cleve?
All right. If you need to sell a house, buy a house, or you got a tenant that's driving you nuts, I will fix that problem. 407-352-8118. I'll be working all weekend, or cleveloveland.com.
Yep. Oh, by the way, I've got a house for rent in Daytona right now. If you know anybody that may be looking to, hold on one second, I'm going to sneeze.
So, all right.
Hold on.
So I want to dig into.
Let me just finish this. Sneeze passed.
Okay. Go.
All right. So I got this beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in Daytona, great neighborhood. On the fairways. It's not right on the golf course, but it's right near Nova and Bevel. And I'm going to tell you something. This is a great neighborhood, great house, fully furnished. Give me a call if you're interested in it.
All right. So I just think right now, Bruce, we've got a steady, slow market, not a great market. Hopefully we beat 25. And these are the things that are out there that I'm seeing happening right now. I still got I got more sellers buying again than I've had in 3 years.
Yes.
And that's like literally 3 years ago, I had zero. Everybody's like, I'm out. I'm going to sit. And now it's picking up.
Those golden handcuffs are being released now.
Yeah. Well, people have been in their 3% mortgage long enough that they built some equity. Appreciation's not gone, and they had some good appreciation, and that's all adding up. Or they were smart and did a 15-year. But life changes. Most people move about every 5 to 12 years, depending on circumstances. But and what's funny is COVID. They could move and move again and not take a single dime out of their wallet,
or
dollar out of their wallet, because the appreciation did it all for them. So that was unprecedented. Probably will not happen again in our lifetimes. But this is where people, if you want to make a real estate plan, give me a call. I'll help you. I got a young lady I'm going to see today. She's going into a 55 and better community. She's doing this so the kids can't come squat in her house. She's got some failures to launch. So she's going
Can you imagine?
and literally, so she's getting rid of the 4,000 square foot home. She's going to put and actually, this is somebody I might want you to talk to about a reverse mortgage. She's going to put either pay cash or maybe do a reverse mortgage, but she's going to buy her little villa in a 55 and better community for about 250 to 350. She's going to have another couple $100,000 to put in her pocket after we sell her big $800,000 home. And that's the plan. I've been working with her for over 7 months and helping her get ready and telling her what to do and how to do it.
And Cleve, I think that's what our listeners really need to understand, is that we truly are trusted advisors. We're not, hey, it doesn't work for me, move on to another client. We help people, and we've been helping them for years. And you know what? Some of them, it's no income in our pocket for us. It just isn't. Yep. And some of them we can help, and they're like, I didn't end up buying anything or selling anything, but you did so much for me that I'd like to refer my sister or brother-in-law to you.
So I get business that way also.
Of course you do.
I went to see a gentleman yesterday. He used a friend. If I had a nickel for every time, he used a friend, not even in this county, nowhere near Orlando, to list his home. And after I looked at what's going on, the builder's still in his neighborhood, and the builder's throwing $30,000 at closing costs. And he only put down like 5% when he bought. So even though he bought a year and a half ago, he's pretty much upside down. And he was talking about, he goes, I was thinking about bringing some money or trying to do a short sale. And he's got a great job out of town. He's got plenty of money. He's got a good cushion. He's a great saver. His dad taught him what a Roth IRA was at 18. Imagine how rich he'll be when he retires, when he's our age. But after I stopped talking to him about listing his home, and I flipped over my iPad and I turned over to property management. So you need to let's get this rented. And he won't cash flow, but on paper, he'll make money. And we're thinking that builder will probably be gone in 18 to 24 months.
And things will change.
But in the meantime, he's got a tax break. He understands how it works. And he's like, how come nobody ever mentioned this to me? I'm like,
because the other realtors just wanted to pick up
the listing. They just wanted a paycheck.
They smelled the blood, and they wanted to pick up the listing.
Yep. So for the right real estate plan, call me 407-352-8118.
Yeah, or the Loan Arranger at 407-250-9144, or go to webringyouhome.com. We're talking about reverse mortgages. I had always been quite a skeptic of reverse mortgages. I'm learning a lot more. I've taken some courses on them to dive a little deeper, but I'm going to tell you something. Some of the thoughts that people had about, oh my God, I don't want to do a reverse mortgage, or I don't want my mom to do one because we're going to lose the house. Not true. 100%. Not true.
Guess what, kids? It's also not about you.
It isn't about you. And here's the thing. It needs to be about the parent and what their lifestyle is going to be leaving this world. Because how many people don't want to go to assisted living facility, but probably should, but they want to stay and die in their own home? Let them die in their own home.
Yeah.
Get a reverse mortgage and let them be in the place that they love. It's not about, you're still going to be able to sell the house from mom when she's dead and get whatever's equity in it. The bank can't take your equity. It doesn't belong to them. It belongs to you. Now, remember, since there's no mortgage payment on the home, then the equity starts to shrink as years go on. But your mom or dad weren't making any payments on it either. All they're making is the payments on the
also
taxes.
The house
and
goes
insurance.
up in value.
And here's the great thing. When you get a reverse mortgage, provided you've got adequate equity, you get a home equity line of credit that doubles every 10 years. It doubles every 10 years.
Yep.
It's insane. So you have so much more to offer, and there's so many more opportunities for folks that may not really be able to live a good lifestyle without having no mortgage payment. Call the Loan Arranger now at 407-706-3313. Excuse me, 407-250-9144, or go to webringyouhome.com. Cleve Loveland can be reached right now at cleveloveland.com, or call Cleve, the voice of real estate here in Orlando, at 407-352-8118. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loveland Report and the Loan Arranger Show. Don't go anywhere.